Is there a possibility that the set screw could have been too tight and it was digging in or scratching away and kind of made it break? Don't watch a movie while you're trying to record a video. Dude, everywhere that they could potentially put something, they did. Even though this RC doesn't have a back window, I just thought that was pretty funny, is that they gave you like a inside view. You could see like extinguishers, you could see the, actually no, that's not a back glass. That's the back stitching of the headrest. They really tried to make something out of this RC, and they did. This was, I guess, the starting platform or starting point. Even going as far as the body mounts here, how they're clipless body mount. You just press the button and lift up. Same thing on the back. Normally there'd be two, but just press up and the body's off. But they really made some, I think, sizable efforts. Even this ESC, so the ESC that's in this thing does a bird chirp, not the one that's in there now. And I was thinking that it was the ESC originally. I don't remember this thing doing a bird chirp. So there's a couple of things that we're going to do here. This is kind of about cross-platform stuff, even if it's possible. So there's some things that this truck didn't have issue with that this one does. Number one, on this vehicle on the rear, they have captured, you can see it here. Where is it? Right there. It's a captured hinge pin on the bottom here. So how much is cross-platform? We do need a part off of this RC to fix that one. It just has to do with the front end. So seeing that this is crack shock tower, we got a crack on the chassis here. So you can see we've got a significant crack right here. Lots of rust on some of these screws, but that's because this thing has been left outside. So where's this video going? I don't know, guy. I'm just working on this thing, and I'm going to repair that RC with the use of these parts, because the Blitzkrieg is going to get a revival with the use of some Red Cat parts. When you compare these two, flip it. When you compare these two, they are obviously made by the same manufacturer. They're very similar. Each one has good points and maybe bad points, maybe. But what I did want to see was if the arms, see, the arms are actually different, aren't they? Yeah, even the plastic I think is different. Because what I think I'm looking at here, it's going to be a lot of mess associated with this. It's probably going to be a lot of waste of time video with this thing. So even looking at the plastics, it's almost as if the plastic material of this one, it's almost as if the plastic material of this might be different than this. It's almost as if maybe this has more glass impregnation. Not positive, man. Snag a tape and go center to center here just to see what I'm looking at as far as, so like 3 1/8. Looks like this is 3 1/8. So lengthwise, it's the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop off these tires here because I do have to check the pins. But with the WAV Racing, they did something different. They did clips with shaft that go on the axles. Swap over to this style, at least in the front of this RC. Yeah, dude, what should I do? A lot of thinking going on here, man. Boy, there's a lot that they did with this thing. So I'm just noticing this right now. So when you zoom in, they even did, for full compression, the arms have the cutout. And it's more obvious here because of this collar. They actually did a cutout in the arm on full extension. lots of thought process went into whatever company designed this car. Broken car, disassemble some of this, and we're going to use the parts. Going to use the parts from this to fix it. At least these two screws are the same, so you can't get confused. And you obviously have a pin style screw. There's no confusion there. So we'll be able to pull out this whole unit, and you can see right here, this is the part that broke. And way inside, anyways, little set screw right there. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that set screw. Oh no, it's a real tiny size. Are you kidding me, dude? You're that stinking, it's that 1.3. Crap, dude. So I've got this little kit right here. This is a computer kit. I've had this for quite a while. This does have the 1.3 that I need, which is this one right here. So it's a 1.3, if I remember right. So to service this thing, they don't give you all the tools that you need. So just to see, ooh, that's tight. Now let's see what happens. Oh man. I'm gonna have to work this back and forth. So that means you'd have to get this whole new part. All right, I'm gonna work this and be back once it's ready for viewing. So just to show you what I did, which is kind of funny, I used this as a lubricant to free up that screw. And yeah, so I guess this stuff has more uses than you think. So this is that Clean parts and chassis. I'm not saying that it's what actually did it, but it worked, dude. So I took the pliers, opened it up, just stuck it on here so I could grab it, and then put this in here and just worked it back and forth, and then just all of a sudden it became very apparent that it was ready to go. So here's this set screw here. So what I'm thinking, and this didn't need to come all the way out, but pulling this out, so is it a weak point? So is it a weak point, or is it in its design? Because it sure does look like the way that is as if it had, see how it's got that, it's almost as if was the set screw used. Did that possibly cause a problem with this? And that's some of the stuff that you kind of don't know. So what that means is I'll have to take apart the other side just to look. And might as well just get to that. Then we'll move on to this, this car and compare the parts. Everything's feeling really good. I wonder if I should just switch over completely to that other axle. I think that's what I'm going to give a shot to. Replace all the components from this drive side that had the issue to that thing. So this one takes just a little bit to get to, but something I was noticing about this was, I think how did I show you this, dude? All right. So what I was noticing on this one right here was there's collision damage. And that must be on full lock turn. Debris must be getting stuck inside the wheel and chopping away at that link. Look at that. Look how much was shaved off that link. So, little R&D. This was the first iteration of this particular RC. It's almost as if the Red Cat was the second one. So, couple little things that you come across with this thing. And like I was saying, suspension wise, I think you can swap suspension from this onto this one is what I'm thinking. So yeah, like I said, it's just a little different on disassembly because you got to take off more screws. So you're taking off 1, 2, 3, 4, because there's 2 on the bottom, 5 screws versus 3 screws to get the Red Cat apart. So, oh no, it's actually more than that. So it's actually 6 just to get the knuckle off, and then 7. So it's 7 screws versus 5. Definitely a different setup that we got going on here. So these 2 screws will reveal another screw here.
Right.
So now that reveals that, and then there's one more screw right there, which will release this arm, and it's the same exact thing on the bottom. That's why it's good to have a clutch. Then you just pop this off with the little ball here. There's a little ball. And then it's just the same thing on this. The 2 screws center, and then that piece can come off. Get yourself these Pittsburgh Harbor Freight picks. They help in disassembly at times. Just gonna leave that together. And then put this kind of back together, just to keep things together. And here's this axle piece. So here's the difference. C-hub style with a knuckle, and then just a knuckle lower and upper ball joint. I am going to switch, like I said, fully over to this axle from this one. Look at them as a comparison, see what's the same, I guess, briefly. So I just got some additional stuff out of the way. You can see we've got the E-clip right here. There's an E-clip right there that we got to remove. These things do have a tendency to kind of fly away, so sometimes you can take a nice sharp pick and get in there. Other ways are to use a flat driver and do pry. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can use this flat driver to peel it off. I'm going to back it up with my thumb. And that would be a no. The other thing to do is to maybe get this end in there. Let's see if I can pull that off. And that's kind of a pain. So maybe better off using a sharp pick. So you just really have to be careful because you can definitely damage yourself here. So I cupped it and was actually able to catch it. So now we can drive that pin out. So, and the reason why I'm going through this is to check thicknesses. So this is technically the pin that broke. See what I'm saying? And we're going to check thickness of these. Is it a positiveness? Is there a benefit to one being smaller? So let's check size.
We don't have to talk about it.
I always imagined what it would be like. I would have a gun in my hand. And then I would tell him what he did to me. Tell him how that day never left my thoughts.
Keep messing up on the thing here. So we've got the caliper out. We're going to measure the pin. So the unmilled side of the pin is coming in at basically 2.5. And then you have the section where that little set screw goes into, making it just under 2. So you've lost essentially 0.5 millimeter The factory pin, make sure this is zeroed out. Factory pin for the WAV is a basically a 2.5. So we'll measure in a different spot. 2.47. 2.47. Yeah, but where the rust is, it's a 2.5. So, yeah, this pin might be your upgrade option from Buddy RC. We'll see if this works. Thing is, though, is I think you still have to swap axles. We're going to do the axle swap anyway, complete. So this piece obviously is already coming off. And we're going to pop off this piece right here. She just sits at the door and whines. You know what I mean? She sits at the door and whines. Oh.
I just noticed it was raining, so Haley was under the thing. You're not filming.
Right this second. No, I paused.
That's what make it fun.
I see that.
Does it look okay? I'm trying to experiment back to how I used to do stuff.
Keep doing it. Keep f***ing up, dude. Alright, I keep messing up. Anyways, this is the WAV. It's got the plastic, different looking one. The other one is the Red Cat. So you got WAV on the right and Red Cat on the left. So I do wonder if this plastic is the same chassis plastic as that. So, yeah, I was looking at how this manipulates, and you can see it spins inside. So this must be it's a press in. So how would you ever remove that piece? Because it's obviously not going through. That makes sense. And it's the same with this one. This one's got the set screw hole that's right there. And this does the same thing. So is this technically a non-serviceable part? And potentially, would this be your upgrade from Buddy RC? Questions. We all want answers to these questions. At least I do.
Oh.
Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and pop this out. I'm not sure what size we're looking at here, so I'm going to go with the 2.5 first. See if that's the actual piece. It's probably not. So it seems like it might be a 2. And it is. So you'll need something to hold on to this. So I'm just going to take pliers and just gently put it over it. Oh man, see, that's going to be the same thing. Loctite. Going to have to work it back and forth. Because you can't really put heat on that because you're going to melt it. So they obviously used something on there. Some type of a Loctite on there. So I'm going to work it back and forth, and once we get it out, I'll tell you how I did it. Now keep in mind there is another way to do this. You can't use fire. So what you can do is take a soldering iron, get something that can get pretty damn hot, and put the soldering iron right on that point. You can't even see. Put the soldering iron right on that point right there. You know, I gotta turn another light on. I got all these lights down here. What if I illuminate this one? Does that help? Hey. Put a hot soldering iron on there. And it might be enough to do both. Melt the plastic a little bit, but hopefully travel down the threads and break the Loctite free. So definitely make sure you have a good driver. These are drivers from Hobao. I use these because I like the way they function and operate. So make sure you have a good driver, because you are going to work that thing back and forth, especially if you're not using heat, which I didn't use. I was able to get it off without the use of heat, but it was a lot of back and forth. So this is the piece. So I'm fairly confident fairly confident looking at this right here that we're looking at the same exact stuff, because it really is the same exact stuff. Alright, this is just an observation here. It's just an observation. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in here and show you. So, this took a lot less actuation to pop this off versus the WAV Racing. The WAV Racing definitely took, I'd say, a little bit more to go ahead and get this piece off. So I'm thinking the process of building the WAVs. See? The process of building the WAVs, the question was threadlock. There is threadlock white powder on there. And then on this one, which is just kind of thrown together right now, see if see what kind of powder was on this one. Yeah, a heck of a lot more. So it seems as though, and this could be, so WAV is on the right, Red Cat is on the left. The WAV definitely had a lot more Loctite. That's not necessarily a good thing, and I'm not saying it's Loctite. It's probably some type of a super glue. So on the left, Red Cat. On the right, WAV. It looks like definitely a significant difference. Like I said, it's just an observation. The other thing that's a pretty quick observation was looking at these. Do it this way. The pinhole is the same. So here's the one from the Red Cat. Here's the one from the WAV. The pinhole is the same. And part-wise, sure does look exact. So we've got a little molding mark right there, and we got a little molding mark right there. Let's zoom in. So here's your, again, you've got, where's that little molding? There we go. So you've got WAV on the right, Red Cat on the left. Sure does look like it's the same exact. Sure does look like it's the same exact, so. And the other thing, too, is the pin for the WAV. So this is the pin for the WAV. Here's the, technically the input cup, or output cup. I guess it's the output cup. And it slides in. Just want to make sure this goes all the way. Slides in all the way with enough room for that clip. So the WAV, which is I think a stronger pin, is a drag and drop style of upgrade. Is what I'm thinking. Just going by the pin width. There you go. Just an observation, man. That's what it's all about. So on reassembly, I will put a very small amount like that. Like that. Little small dab. And that should transfer over to the threads that are right there. Again, we're working with plastic, so you don't have to, you know, use Arnold Schwarzenegger strength to tighten stuff. So, but there is a small amount of Loctite on that screw just to kind of keep things in place and not moving out. It is compressing a plastic outdrive cup, because it is an outdrive. Technically, the other one would be an outdrive. The other one would be an indrive. Whatever. So it's an outdrive cup as opposed to how come I can't think indrive? Output? Input cup. Indrive. I know I'm not the only one that has those issues.
Are you sure about that?
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and now assemble the. We're gonna put the pin from the Red Cat with the little micro E-clip that you can definitely lose, but it is a stronger pin. So we'll do that and leave the other side alone. Maybe I should check the other side, but nah.
Are you sure about that?
So I'm using the driver, the Hobao driver, like a alignment dowel, just to make it easier, because it's the same exact size as the pin. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the pin now. I should keep that, rotate it in a way where I can see it. So here we go. Install the pin, and I'll tap it down. Rotate it again. Now we get the fun of installing that little clip. I'm gonna just take some of the udder butter here, put a little bit of that grease on there, and what it's gonna do is help it stick to the working surface, like that. And it will keep it lubricated. So let's see if I can get that to go on in that one shot. Making sure that that pin is all the way. See that? Look at, see, put it upside down, you don't lose it. Good to go. Gonna use this flat blade and try to just put it on. Here we go. Give it a little clean. There we go. Freshly installed, nice and free. Use this chassis wash to give it a little spritz, like that, and just let it stay on there and let it do its marination job with the parts in here. So I'll also do the same thing on the spline. Definitely going to want to heat up this screw. So going to use the larger blowtorch here. Definitely need to heat that up to a good amount. You might be better off taking the nut off before you do this, but this is the route that I'm going to go. Want to heat that up to a good amount. So however many seconds this was may be enough to heat that up. Then I want to take the driver, just want to see if it's loose, and it is. Now again, this is Red Cat, so the WAV may have had an excess amount of thread lock, which it almost looks like it may have. So this is the Red Cat, here's the WAV. Zoom in here. Right, like, nope, come on. Right there. So Red Cat right here, WAV right there. I can see the evidence of thread lock. I'm not seeing evidence of thread lock on the Red Cat.
Are you sure about that?
Again, just an observation, so. What am I doing here? Taking stuff apart. So now looking at the hexes do look identical. Obviously green, WAV, Red Cat, the silver and black. So keeping with the theme, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the red, just as a color change, but everything is looking exactly the same. Spline wise, we're looking the same, everything fits the same, so I'm going to switch over to this. Well, it's not switching, it's technically using what was factory from the WAV, replacing the Red Cat. No reason other than I just want to. So now comparing, so this is the Red Cat one, this is the WAV. You can tell gray center and the E-clip, which is, sorry dude, it's the stronger way to go. That's what I'm going with. That's my attitude. So everything is exactly the same. So we're talking length, width. Technically the Red Cat is in better shape, but I'm going to use the WAV. So better shape meaning this has more miles than this does, so. Checking the C-hub in relation. See that? See how it's oddly like indexing? See how it's doing that? I don't know if I can accurately show. Trying to see if, yeah, see how it's indexing? So it's not smooth. So and I'm not sure why it's not smooth, but look at, it's a weird index. So I'm going to take this apart and see why we're getting an indexing. My suspicion is tolerances between this piece and this piece. Maybe there's some, wait a minute. Maybe we got some grindation happening. So we're going to check it out and see if we can get rid of the indexing. See if it's grindation of the plastic parts, or if it's like, yeah, see how it does that? Totally indexed, look at it. Oh, and now it's gone. There must have been a boulder stuck in there. So there was a boulder stuck in there. Or something. Something had to have been stuck in there for it to all of a sudden, now it's nice and free. Again, maintenance. So I guess I don't need to take it apart. But it's messed up, dude. How did it just all of a sudden, and there's no boulder that fell out? Alright, well, whatever. Alright, well, curiosity got the better of me. So I did take it apart. Must have had a boulder that was rolling inside. There are some scratches here. It's really not that big of a deal. But there must have been a small piece of boulder that got in between. But I did clean out things. Also, it's a threaded kingpin style. So yeah, threaded on the top section where the cap is. So we're gonna go ahead and just spritz this down with the chassis conditioner. Dude, I feel like this is like a conditioner. So I'm gonna spray these parts down and then wipe them off. All right, so the condition of these bearings, there's definitely a lot more, I want to say wear. So see, so this has got to get cleaned out. So I'm going to take both seals out, totally flush this whole thing using my ultrasonic cleaner, and then we'll re-grease it with the udder butter, put it all back together, and we'll just keep going here. Because the bearing is so flat on the surface, we just swirl it a little bit. So we'll go ahead and give it a little swirl and let it do its thing. Oh, there we go. See, I can see the, just figured I'd show you. So now I'm going to show you the more hazardous but productive way to get this done. Showing you the other way that I just did it is an absolute complete waste of time. This is the way I prefer to do it. This is using a Tupperware container. Just got to make sure materials are correct for what you're using. And I'm also using just lacquer thinner, dude. And you just, it's good to have this style because, I mean, see all that debris in there? Watch. I'm going to do this. This is really the way to do it. Doing it the stupid other way with the thing there. It's all pretty and everything, but it's a complete waste of time. Doing it this way gets it done. It's just kind of more, I guess, hazardous. See all the crap that's in there? But look at them bearings. Nice and clean. Stack the bearings on top of each other like this. Give it a stir like this. And all that crap. I mean, you don't want to get this stuff on your hands. It's just, it's not a good idea. Have I? Do I? Yes, but it's not recommended. So there you go. And then you take a blower and then basically blow these things clean, and you'll have basically perfectly clean bearings. So that's realistically the right way to do it. The other way, showing with the ultrasonic cleaner, nah, guy. This is the way you want to clean the bearings. That's also where this little blower thing here from Cow RC comes in handy. So turn it on. Blow all the crap out of there. And you end up with a perfectly, listen to that. That's the way the bearing should sound. Hear that? Do you hear that? That's how it should sound. That's how it should look. That's another nice thing about these Hobao tapered sections. It's for cleaning your bearings. See? Look at that. That's what you want. So just to show you how good this works, we're going to zoom in super, and I'm going to give this a flick spin. Look at that. That's what you want to see. The old flick spin. So here's what the bearing looks like packed on one side. Okay. I'm going to put the seal on and see if the seal squeezes through any grease. When you get the seal, make sure you get the bearing. Oh my God, my fingers look nasty. Make sure you get the bearing side. We're going to rotate it like this. Flip it over. And you can see the grease squeezed through. And that really should be all you need. So this is pretty much where we are. We have the WAV pieces installed. Sometimes it is just a visual enhancement that is considered kind of an upgrade. Now, green's not everybody's color. And because the parts really don't matter and they're exactly the same,
Are you sure about that?
I did go ahead and throw the green stuff on here just because I wanted to. This cow RC stuff is killing me, dude, because it is making things. I mean, look at this piece. This thing looks stinking brand new, other than the rust on the hardware, but that piece is looking stinking brand new. Since I had it all apart, figured I might as well do that, but you can see right there, we've got the E-clip side with the telltale, I think you can see it. Yeah, well, maybe over here you can see it a little bit better. The E-clip with that telltale colored plastic that the WAV is made from. So, yeah, hopefully it's an axle upgrade. Like I said, time will tell, but it's raining today, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get out. Maybe I will. We'll see. So anyways, this is RC Guy Garage. Like I said, sometimes an upgrade is not really a upgrade. Sometimes it is just a visual enhancement to make the vehicle kind of more your own, I guess. I mean, we do have a 6S CSC in here, a 14-tooth pinion from Hobao. We've got WAV Racing tires and wheels from the Blitzkrieg. We now have, which is because the parts are all the same, we got the WAV Racing lower cap just because it kind of looks cool. It's green and it matches the piece here. But the big one was putting in those E-clip shafts. 0.5 millimeters of a difference could actually make a difference, seeing how thin that piece was. Right at that point where the set screw kind of digs in. So is there a possibility that the set screw could have been too tight and it was digging in or scratching away and kind of made it break? That is a possibility. So here's the end. Don't mind my fingers. But see how that broke? It broke right where the set screw contacted. So, is that... dude, my fingers look so gross. It broke right where the set screw was contacting. You know what? I'm going to put this camera in a thing. Why is it doing that? Yeah, I just don't complain about the way my fingers are looking here, so... It really broke, I feel. Right there. I feel as though it broke right where the set screw may have been contacting it. You know, it's weird. It looks like it almost has a double edge. See that? See how like it looks like it has a double edge? Yeah, I don't know. Kind of the way it looks. Maybe I should pull the other one out. I guess that'll be... Oh my god, dude, my nails look like... Dude, don't look at my hands. Holy crap, under a microscope? Looks horrible. I eat with these things.